What up, y'all? Coach Chad here. I'm ready to blow the roof off of this place. All right, we're going to dive right in. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Quick little housekeeping stuff. If you guys are new here or you didn't hear in my last episode, we are doing 2 podcasts a week now. All right, on Monday it's business tips. All right, these podcasts are meant to be short and they're meant to give you value directly. All right, the podcast on Thursdays. All right, so the second day that our podcast will be launched is on Thursdays. Those are more interview style. All right, we're going to interview and highlight entrepreneurs. We're going to go over their stories. We're going to leave you feeling inspired. All right, so the goal of this podcast is education on Mondays, inspiration, motivation, storytelling on Thursdays. All right, so this is a Monday podcast. What does that mean? It means education. All right, what we're going to be talking about today is we're going to be talking about something that's going to become increasingly more important. All right, and that is getting really good at getting attention. All right, organic social media, much harder to grow on organic social media. All right, the goal, I've said this before, it's not to amass a large number of followers. All right, I know a lot of people that have hundreds of thousands of followers but get very little engagement and don't make a lot of money in their businesses. All right, the goal of posting content is to get attention. How do you get people's attention? You get really good at hooks. Okay, I've grown my business off of the back end of ads. How do you get really good at ads? You get really good at hooks. Okay, so what we're going to be talking about today is 10 different hooks that you could use to grow your organic social media. If you're trying to get more attention on your organic social media, these can also be used on your ads. All right. For me, my strength lies in ads. I've grown my 7-figure company using ads predominantly. I have a small social media following. We still get some clients from it. That's not my forte, but I have gotten really good at getting attention on ads, which requires you to be really good at hooks. All right. Well, if you don't know Chad, what the heck is a hook? All right. The hook is the first 5 to 10 seconds of the video. It's the thing you do or the thing you say that gets their attention. All right. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. All right. I'm going to be going over a resource that's inside of NLCA. So if you're watching on the video, I may look off to the side here. I'll be referring to the resource that we have in NLCA. But what we're going to be going over is we're going to be going over 10 formulas for hooks, the first 5 to 10 seconds of your video to capture attention. All right. Formula number 1, what you don't know about blank. All right. So when you're opening up your video, you can say, in this video, I'm going to talk about what you don't know about blank. Macros, hydration, sleep, exercise, whatever it is, fill in the blank, right? So here are some examples. What you don't know about staying consistent with your macros. What you don't know about MyFitnessPal. What you don't know about sustainable weight loss. All right, so why is that intriguing? Why is this a good formula? Why is this a good hook? Right? If you hit on it, if you hit on the thing, right, what you don't know about blank, and if that blank is relative to the individual, they're going to pay attention because they're going to say, yeah, he or she is right. I don't know anything about blank, and I definitely want to learn more. All right, so what does this require? This requires a depth of knowledge about the customer. All right, it requires you to understand what your client in the beginning stages doesn't know and is seeking to learn. All right, so that's formula number 1, what you don't know about blank. All right, formula number 2, what to do if. All right, what to do if blank. All right, let's give you an example. What to do if you keep missing your macros. What to do if you aren't getting enough protein. What to do if the scale isn't moving. What to do if you're feeling totally unmotivated. All right, so what does this require? All right, obviously, once again, it requires you to know your client, but more specifically, what it requires is for you to understand where your client misses, what their challenges are, where they mess up. All right, do they mess up with their macros? Do they constantly not hit their protein? Do they constantly miss their workouts? Do they constantly say that they don't have time to do their workouts, right? What are their challenges? Because when you're using this hook, what to do if the blank is filling in the thing that they're struggling with, the thing that they continue to do over and over again, that is the reason that they haven't reached their goal. And if once again, you can hit on that thing, boom, you got their attention. All right, formula number 3, how to blank. All right, this is a very standard one. It's used all the time, so I'm not going to spend a whole ton of time on this, but how to create sustainable habits, how to create big and achievable goals, how to consistently hit your macros, how to track your macros on date night, right? So this is just a different way of saying the first one, what you don't know about, right? What you don't know about, it's very informational. How to is also very informational. So what does this require? You need to know, what does my prospect want to know, right? What is the information that they are seeking? And that's usually where people mess up. You know, a lot of people know the hook of how to, right? But the part that they miss up is filling in the blank. They're not sure what their prospective client wants to know. All right, so you got to know your client. Formula number 3. All right, now we're moving on to formula number 4. All right, how to, this isn't expanding on the how to, right? We just went over the most basic version of how to use the how to hook. Now we're going to expand on the how to hook. How to blank within time frame. All right, so this adds some urgency to it, right? And it also adds some excitement to it. And I'll explain that in a minute. But let's go over some examples here. How to become a master at tracking macros in 7 days. How to become a meal prepping pro in 1 weekend. How to change your life in 90 days. How to hit your fitness goals before the end of 2023, right? These are examples of how to within time frame. The reason that time frame is so important and so powerful is because it sets an expectation on when they can achieve this thing, right? And if that expectation is in a short time frame, or at least shorter than how they would do it on their own, then you're going to get their attention, right? For example, how to become a meal prepping pro in 1 weekend, right? A lot of people spend years trying to become a meal prepping pro. Shit, if this person could teach me in 1 weekend, I'm going to listen, right? So adding a time frame, especially if that time frame is shorter than how long it would take them to figure it out on their own, you're going to get their attention. Now, don't just make up time frames. Don't just say that you can teach people how to become a meal prepping pro in 1 weekend if you actually can't. All right, there's an element of truth here too. Formula number 5, how to blank without blank. All right, so let's give you an example. How to hit your weight loss goals without having to give up ice cream. How to lose weight without spending hours on the treadmill. Funny enough, I'm on the treadmill right now. This is a treadmill talk, by the way. If you guys watched my or listened to my last treadmill talk, I get excited on the treadmill. Let's get back to it though. All right, so formula number 5, how to blank without blank. All right, so how to achieve whatever it is they're looking to achieve without giving up the thing that they think they need to give up, or doing the thing that they think they need to do. All right, I'm going to give you an example in business context. A lot of people think they need to send thousands of cold DMs. So you could say how to book 3 calls a day without sending cold DMs. Boom, that gets somebody's attention, right? I just got your attention, even just saying that, right? So you got to know, what is it they want? What is it your prospect wants? All right. And what do they think they need to do that they really don't need to do to achieve the outcome? I like this one a lot. All right, we're moving on to formula number 6, desire, even if, barrier. All right, desire, even if, barrier. Well, let's break this down. So how to keep your fitness routine, even if you're traveling. The perfect gym routine, even if you only have 20 minutes to work out. Here's how to hit your health goals, even if you work 60 hours a week. All right, so what is the desire? And what is the perceived barrier? All right, I'm going to go through these again. How to keep your fitness routine, even if you're traveling, right? Desire, keeping the fitness routine. The challenge is traveling, right? So how do you do this thing that seems impossible despite the barrier that you're currently facing? What do you have to know? You have to know that what is the thing that they think is impossible to achieve, and what do they think is the barrier that's standing in the way of that? All right, the perfect gym routine, even if you only have 20 minutes. What's the barrier? The barrier here is time, right? What do they want? They want a consistent gym routine, or they want a perfect gym routine, but time is in the way. How do you have a consistent routine when you only have 20 minutes, right? That's the hook. All right, we're moving on to formula number 7 here. All right, warning about failure. That's what this one is. Warning about failure. Let's do it. Common macro tracking mistakes to avoid. Right? That's the hook. All right. How you could be forgetting to track 1,000 calories a day. All right. Next one, the biggest flaw in your do-it-yourself workout program. All right. So what are we doing here? Right? What is the big thing that we're hitting on? I'm going to say this one again. I think this one's a big one. How you could be forgetting to track 1,000 calories a day. All right. What we're doing here is we're creating a little bit of fear, right? We're using a little bit of fear, of a fear tactic, right? When you say how you could be forgetting to track 1,000 calories a day, right? This post is probably going to be about condiments and sauces and, you know, things that maybe you're snacking on throughout the day that you think, oh, I don't need to track this, but you do, right? They're not aware of that. They're not aware that they do those actions. So when we have a hook like this, it creates a little bit of fear, like, oh crap, does this pertain to me? Am I doing this? Am I making these mistakes? Right? And building off of that anxiety can get them to pay attention, right? Common macro tracking mistakes to avoid. If your prospective client is tracking macros, they're going to want to know, am I making these mistakes too? All right, so this is a really powerful one. All right. Fear, anxiety, huge motivation. All right, formula number 8. Undesired result plus the right solution. All right, so let's give some examples here. Woke up feeling stressed, question mark. Here are 5 ways to feel at ease, right? So if somebody is experiencing something that's undesirable, right, we're going to pose that to them. That's the undesired result. And then plus the right solution. Then we're going to say, read this if you want the solution, or watch this if you want the solution, right? So explain the thing that would be undesirable that they are experiencing, and then tell them to watch more, listen, read in order to get the solution, right? So one that I would do for this podcast is I would say something like, is nobody watching your videos? Listen to this podcast to learn 10 hooks on how to increase engagement, right? That would be a hook that would fall under this category of undesired result plus the right solution. All right, here's another example. Scale not moving in the right direction, undesired result. Here's what's wrong, right? The right solution. Saying that if they, read more, listen more, watch more, they're gonna learn what's wrong. All right, I'll just give you one more example here. Cheat day turned into a cheat weekend. Here's how to get back on track. All right, we got 2 more. Do I have your attention still? 2 more. If you watch this 2 more, you might get an extra 1,000 views a day. There's a hook for you. All right, now we're going to drive curiosity. All right, so number 9 is driving curiosity. All right, so I got some examples. This made me think of you, right? What made me think of you, right? They're going to want to know. You'll never guess what happened, right? Don't tell my husband. That's another one. This is not how I imagined this would go. Are you cool with this? Question mark. My unpopular opinion on. All right, so in every single hook that I just said, I never actually gave you anything. All right, all I did was pose something that made you a little bit curious. This made me think of you. What made me think of you? You'll never guess what happened. What happened? Don't tell my husband. Oh crap, don't tell my husband what? Right? All these things are saying things without saying things that drive curiosity. All right, number 10, and then I have a bonus one for you. Number 10 is keep it friendly. All right, so keep it friendly. Checking in on things, question mark. Hey, what's the deal with blank, question mark. Blank could be your workout routine, macros, etc. Another hook could be quick heads up, or another one could be, I think you forgot this, right? So you're just keeping it light, you're keeping it friendly. All right, let's get into the bonus one. All right, so I opened the podcast with saying that a hook is something that you can say or it's something you can do, okay? And the prompts that I just gave you are all things you can say, but I haven't said anything that you can do yet. All right, so you want to be able to utilize all senses, all right? You want to be able to utilize thoughts and feelings, which would usually be provoked by things that you say, but you also want to have visual and auditory senses as well to capture attention, right? Because that's the goal of a hook. The goal of a hook is to capture one's attention. All right, so saying things aside, what are things that we could do that spike our visual curiosity or our auditory curiosity? All right, things that we could do to spike our visual curiosity are props. All right, if you're watching the video, I'm holding $10,000 in my hand, which is also fake. I'll just say it right now. And the band just broke on it, which kind of sucks. But yes, this is a fake $10,000. All right, I use this in my reels. And what I say is I say, watch this to learn my $10,000 tip of the day, right? And I'm holding the money. What are people going to want to know? They're going to want to know, is that real? Is that fake? Holy crap, is that $10,000? Right? Now they're hooked in, right? It's a simple visual tactic that I used to get people hooked in. Another visual and auditory one is clapping. When you start, you clap, or you start, you snap, right? That gets somebody's attention. Those are overplayed now. So, feel free to try different things. Other visual ones that I've done that have worked really well in ads is one time I did an ad where I was upside down. I got on a handstand and it was filmed as if I was upside down, right? People are probably like, what the heck is this guy doing? Another one that I've done that was visual that worked really well and actually is still one of our highest performing ads is I'm laying on a pool table. So people are like, why is this guy on a pool table? It's just, completely random, and it gets people's attention. Other ones that I've done that are auditory is I started an ad in a very weird way. I started an ad, and if you're watching on video, you'll be able to see. But I was like, what do I have to do to grow my online coaching business? Right? Like I started basically yelling and like moving my hands up and down and creating this high-pitched voice, which anytime somebody yells, what happens? You get their attention, right? They're like, what the hell is going on? Why is this guy yelling, right? Got another one for you. I use the visual and I use the auditory a lot. The other visual one that I do that has been really successful for us is I'll shadow box. I'll start off the ad and I'm shadow boxing and I'm saying whatever it is that I'm saying, right? Maybe I'm saying one of the hooks that I went over with you, but I'm also shadow boxing. So now people are like, what the hell is this guy doing? Anyways, I've given you a lot of examples. There are many different ways that you can grab people's attention. You can use the 10 hooks that I gave you. You can be a crazy lunatic like me and yell stupid stuff and just do completely random stupid stuff. Those usually work really well. But I'm going to wrap up the podcast by saying this. As it gets harder and harder to grow organically on social media and the need to start running ads becomes more important, you're going to have to learn how to get people's attention, especially as the space gets more crowded, the coaching space gets more crowded. So learn these hooks and also create your own hooks, right? Use some creativity here as well. And I promise you'll get the attention that you want, which means you'll get the clients that you want. All right, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.